I need you in San Francisco.
Hey!
Hi, Marcus.
Yeah, hi, Sasha. Hi. Hello. Hi.
Long time.
Yes, very long time. What's up?
Sasha Trash!
Mr. Kim!
You're like our own Asian Oprah. How much money do you have now?
He's serious.
Oh.
I'm surprised you two lost touch. You used to be so close.
So, when's the big wedding day?
He wants to travel a bit before we settle down. It's really for the both of us.
I finally realized that I don't want to get married.
Are you kidding me? You're a piece of shit!
I can tell you're a little...
I hope you get malaria and shit yourself to death, you shitty piece of shit!
A little softer, please. You are scaring the goats.
I guess I have to start dating again. Ugh, is there anything worse?
You and Marcus are so cute.
No.
Remind me why you never got together? There's way too much history there.
Oh.
Yeah.
You still have the Corolla?
What are you looking at? My backseat? Because we had sex back there?
Oh my god!
So what do you think?
Bet it might be even smaller and grosser than I remember.
Hey, you better still be talking.
Aloha! This is Trinidad, the Island Man, your Island Man, come to you live once again for beautiful Colorado here in Parker, bringing you, yes you, the best movie reviews in the entire state of Colorado. Now this is Trinidad, the Island Man, your Island Man, and as you know, normally I do this in Oahu, there in Hawaii, but I am currently on vacation here in Colorado, and well, you know, this traveling has given me the chance to catch up on some of the great Netflix shows that have come out recently that I haven't been able to watch. As you know, I did Triple Frontier, but now I'd like to talk about, just like last week it dropped on Netflix, the Ali Wong, Randall Park movie called Always Be My Maybe. And remember our rating scale, shock a thumbs up. It's good to see, I recommend it. Shock a thumbs down. It's junk, I don't recommend it. Skip it. And for the Netflix movie, Always Be My Maybe, it is a shock a thumbs up. Ali Wong and Randall Park do an incredible job in this. But of course, Ali Wong carries most of the load as she is pretty much front and center throughout the entire thing, as it kind of takes place through her perspective. You know, between her and a friendship, childhood friendship / relationship with Randall Park's character. Set in San Francisco during, I want to say, the late 80s, maybe the 90s, early 90s, whereas these two grew up as children together, and basically, you know, as Asian children, especially Ali Wong, her mother and father would be out working all the time, and thus she would come home to an empty house, an empty apartment, and often have to make dinner for herself. There would be a message on the answering machine that, you know, her mother was working late, just, hey, make your own dinner, and there you go. And she would do so, learning, you know, as later on she becomes a chef, so she had a lot of practice at making all these meals together for herself. In addition to that, you know, her next door neighbor, played by Randall Park's, you know, family, you know, as a child, he was her friend, and his mother would invite her over for dinner, knowing that she'd be there in the house all alone. You know, as many of us from the 80s and 90s, you know, have experienced that, you know, growing up, that latchkey syndrome. I don't think that's even a phrase that's used nowadays. It's just become so common, you know, and you just get on your phones nowadays and you're always connected. So you're never really alone, I guess. Some people might think. However, back in the 80s and the 90s, that's very much how it was. And in the Asian community, everybody looking out for each other. You know, one family, especially next door neighbors. And it was there that Ali Wong's character was able to hone her skills with the thanks of Randall Park's mother, who taught her all these fabulous Korean recipes. as those two grew into, teenage adulthood, they ended up having sex, most spontaneously. And unfortunately, as the two were still young, they couldn't really cope together with it and soon broke up there afterwards, thus splitting apart a long childhood friendship and, budding romance. So cut, 10, almost 20 years later, Ali Wong is a fantastic success in the culinary arts, opening up many fantastic restaurants, kind of like a Gordon Ramsay or a Rachel Ray, I guess, going around doing all these fabulous cooking things and basically becoming a celebrity and dating celebrities, therefore, through her famous restaurants where they would dine. Randall Park is still living in San Francisco, very much as he had left, now running his father's company, helping him out, still living at home, but helping him out as he has grown older and his wife, Randall Park's mother, passed away. So a new restaurant opens up, Ali Wong's restaurant, there in San Francisco, and the two are kind of propelled back together and rediscover each other's friendship and thus bud into a much, much greater romance. This has got a lot of talk on, the internet and through the interviews about how funny a show this is. And Ali Wong, if you've seen any of her comedy, she was just there this last weekend in Honolulu, over at the Blaisdell. I was going to go see it, but I ended up being out of town, unfortunately, and she's not coming to Colorado until later this fall, and I'll be back in Hawaii, unfortunately. But definitely keep your eyes out for her. If you have the chance to see her live, you can't go wrong. And in the meantime, enjoy her comedy specials on Netflix and this movie, where, as you know, she wrote for Fresh Off the Boat. And so she has, and has been a long friend of Randall Park as well. So the two have that kind of, familiarity with each other, so they can really push the levels of comedy, to the extremes. But fortunately, it's not taken quite to the extremes here, but it is awfully funny. And if you like romantic comedies, without too much raunch, this is the comedy for you. You really buy the relationship. And as you know, Ali Wong, as I just said, has written for Fresh Off the Boat. So has written for Randall Parks and Constant Wu. And you could very much see and feel a Fresh Off the Boat vibe with his character and along with Ali Wong's character that she stars in here. And you could almost see Constant Wu having stepped into this role if she had had the chance, perhaps, along if Ali Wong hadn't written it for herself, and Randall Park, and who both produced this show, this movie. And, this is quality entertainment at its finest, and Netflix continues to up its game, very much like The Sick this has been compared to, where it does deal with some heavy emotional issues, losing one's parents, a friendship that has gone awry, and a budding romance. And the difficulties of finding and juggling one's success with friendship, with romance, are all key issues that are talked about throughout this movie. It is something that is on Netflix. So if you have Netflix, you're already paying to see it. So you might as well turn it on for a good 90-minute, fun-filled romantic comedy. You can't go wrong. So again, this is Trinidad, the Island Man, your Island Man. And again, Ali Wong, super funny. Watch her comedy specials there on Netflix. There's 2 right now. And additionally, this movie, Always Be My Maybe, is a shock of thumbs up. Check it out, and I look forward to seeing her sometime in the future live. Hopefully some of you had seen her, since you might have been in town there in Honolulu this last weekend. I think she was there Friday and Saturday, the 14th and 15th, I think, of June. So hopefully you saw her, and if not, keep an eye out, and definitely go ahead and watch this movie on Netflix. All right, thank you so much, and I hope to see her someplace down the road in much, much more, because she is that good and talented. All right, thank you so much, and aloha.